realized that I was actually going to make a movie out of the novel The Godfather, I sat down and began to read the book very, very carefully. And I think it's important to put your impressions down on the first reading, because those are the initial instincts about what you thought was good or what you didn't understand or what you thought was good. And so I took the book and I actually wrote my comments right on the book itself. And having gotten through the book with these few notes and comments, I then made a prompt book out of it. A prompt book is sort of an old tradition from theater.
You spend time with your family?
Sure I do.
Good. Because a man that doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man.
This is a very big one because it was the wedding scene. One was synopsis, to synopsize that particular part of the book. A paragraph or two saying what up to there really had happened in terms of the story. Number two was the times, which is to say, how did what happened in the story at that point, how do the times bear on it? In this case, it was the 40s, so after World War II, America had a certain style.
Francis Ford Coppola made 18 movies, but 4 became popular, including The Godfathers.
I had a very hard time accepting that and made a big point that it had to be period. And I didn't even remember why I did, because obviously that was going to make the movie more expensive, which is not what they wanted at all. And it must have been because I had just gone through this vast, big, thick book writing notes as to why it had to be, you know, what the 40s had to do with the story. The actual shooting of the Don. Whenever I felt there was a really important part of the book that was going to be in the movie, I would sit there with my ruler and really underline. So this details the shooting. My margin notes are the shooting, great detail. The Don is the main character of the movie. So as in Psycho, we are totally thrown when he is shot. How would Hitchcock design this? Hitchcock was such a master about manipulating information for the audience, usually telling you things so that you were equipped to enjoy what you were seeing. Rather than withholding information, he would give you information.
They shot Sonny on the causeway. He's dead.
I want all inquiries made. I want no acts of vengeance. I want you to arrange a meeting with the heads of the 5 families. This war stops now.
Define Michael's character in regards to his cool, totally calm execution of these men. Pitfalls. Rushing this would ruin it. Otherwise, the scene can't be ruined. That's good to know when you're just a poor little director sitting there and somebody says the scene cannot be ruined, so you know you've got something. As I was reading the book and making these notes and then putting them on the margins, obviously the more pens I was using and the more ruler lines and the more squiggly lines, sort of implied the excitement of the book was higher and higher, so that the sheer amount of ink on the page would tell me later on this is one of the most important scenes. Design this scene shot for shot. Important, the audience knows he is not following Clemenza's instructions. Clemenza had told him specifically exactly what to do.
Al Pacino was nominated for Best Supporting Actor playing as Michael Corleone in the trilogy.
But my wife was an artist, and she didn't like just being the director's wife. So I bought her a camera, and I said, "You shoot something." Really, what I wanted her to do was to stay, you know. And so she was making this documentary about Apocalypse Now, famous documentary. And then I would come home and say, "God, this movie is terrible. I hate this movie. I'm going to flunk. This is the worst movie I've ever made," hoping that she'd say, "Oh, no, darling, it's going to be wonderful. You'll see." Instead, she'd say, "Can you just wait a second and say that I want to get the camera so you can say it."
They gave me one. Nobody had ever gone on a mission like it before. And when it was over, I'd never want another one.
Your mission is to proceed up the Nung River in a Navy patrol boat. Pick up Colonel Kurtz's path at New Mung Ba. When you find the colonel, infiltrate his team by whatever means available, and terminate the colonel's command.
Terminate.
Terminate with extreme prejudice.
Pretty much covered the thing was that not only, in a way, had I written myself in a corner because Vietnam was not like any other war, and so to try to make a more or less conventional war film about an unconventional war and set of moral issues was very tough. And so I was available enough to what was really going on to make the film be very surreal and explore what Vietnam might have really been like. But then I didn't know how to end it. Plus, it was my money, because nobody would give me, even after all those Oscars and having won, you know, many awards and made 2 Godfather pictures, nobody would let me make Apocalypse Now. So I basically put up my home, which happened to be a beautiful Napa Valley estate, and everything else, by the way, not just my home, in order to make the film. And so not only was I frightened of like what I had gotten myself into creatively, I also knew that the 200 days of shooting that was mounting up, I owed. So it was going to wipe me out, and I was very frightened.
Man, this is better than Disneyland. I'm short and we gotta go up there so you can kill one of our own guys. You so bad, I'm the nice thing you mad, huh? They're all dead, stupid.
Who's the commanding officer here?
Ain't you?
He was close. He was real close. I couldn't see him, but I could feel him.
These are all his children, man, as far as you can see. They think you've come to take him away, and I hope that is true.
Could we talk to Colonel Kurtz?
You don't talk to the colonel. Well, you listen to him.
Are you an assassin? I'm a soldier. You're an errand boy, sent by grocery clerks to collect the bill.